everyone, welcome back to Go Nippon 2015. I think today we're actually going to finish this series once and for all. So, let's go jump into what will seemingly be the last time we will ever touch this game. As we enter Kyoto, Part 1.
Now then, are you two ready?
Yeah!
Wallets? Check! Change of clothes? Check! Okay, in that case, our 1 night, 2-day stay in Kyoto. Let's go! Now, as for our itinerary from Tokyo to Kyoto, we'll get on the Shinkansen from here at Tokyo Station.
The Shinkansen!
What is it? Are you that fired up about riding the Shinkansen?
Of course I am! It's the Shinkansen! The Shinkansen! Not only is it the fastest train in the world, but you can't deny that it's the safest, most technologically advanced train out there.
Wow, it's really?
Sure is. I mean, I've been hoping to ride the Shinkansen at least once. Wow, I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm sure you are, but first we need to buy our tickets to get on.
Sure, let's do that.
First, there are several Shinkansen lines when you get out of Tokyo. The one that goes to Kyoto is called the Tokaido Shinkansen.
Tokaido Shinkansen, right?
Yes, there are also 3 kinds of Tokaido Shinkansen. Those are Nozomi, Hikari, and Kodama. That's right. The Kodama stops at every station, but the Hikari and Nozomi only stop at the important ones. They're special express trains in every sense of the word. Between the two, the Nozomi takes shorter stops at each station than the Hikari. There are about 500 kilometers between Tokyo and Kyoto. Nozomi makes the trip in about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
2 hours and 20 minutes. That's even faster than I thought.
By the way, all trains cost the same amount, so if you're going to a major station like Kyoto or Osaka, it's better to take the Nozomi.
Let's see.
Now, about the tickets. To ride Shinkansen, you'll need both a boarding pass and a special express ticket. Then you'll choose between free seating or reserved seating.
A boarding pass express ticket. And free seating or reserved seating.
A one-way free seating ticket to Kyoto is about 13,000 yen, but a round-trip ticket is a little cheaper each way, so it's best to go round-trip for your boarding pass whenever possible.
Just like with a plane. Cheaper to go round trip than, one way. Round trip. Got it. I remember that.
Now, when you buy them, in Japanese JR stations, there are ticket counters called Midori no Madoguchi. Larger stations just use vending machines. Also, in some stations, you can purchase tickets from travel agency counters. Now that's right, when you're using a rail pass, you can't use Nozomi, so be careful. If you go to a travel agency, you can sometimes buy them in a bundle with hotel reservations at a discounted price.
Wow.
Alright, Oni-chan, we get to Kyoto, make sure our seats are... I got it on the right side, right? Yeah, you always know what I'm thinking, Oni-chan.
Seats on the right side? Why?
Because... Nope, I'm not telling right now. You'll see soon enough.
Whenever I go traveling, it's always the right side for me because I like looking out the window. It's never the left, it's always going to be right because I like the windows. Oh, by the way, if you're traveling by plane, the best seat is always by the wing. That's the best position you can ever be by, the wing. Or farther up. That also depends on your preference, whether you're flying commercial or you're flying first class. You know, economy class versus first class. All my flights that I've ever been to have always been economy. What? Now you got me curious. Tell me.
No way!
Then, Makoto?
No way, Oni-chan! Don't tell him! Yes, I know.
Aww.
Now first we'll buy you the tickets. Then grab our bento and board the train.
Don't know why it does that to Skype every time.
Now first we'll buy the tickets and grab our bento and board the train.
We're buying bento before we get on the train?
Of course, there used to be restaurant cars on the Shinkansen itself. But as travel times got faster and faster, train companies stopped doing it because there was less of a need to eat a full meal on the train.
Just like with planes. Some plane companies actually do that. Excuse me. Especially if you're going international, if you're going international, they'll give you like a full course meal. If you're going, cross country, totally different. They'll at least give you at least one. Sometimes two, but one meal.
So as sort of a replacement, larger stations started selling special bento known as ikiben that contained the region's specialty food. Eating ikiben while chatting with friends and watching the scenery pass by is a part of the fun of a train ride.
And I've never went on a train ride. Seriously, I've never went on a train ride. I've only been on the subways and while I was there in Japan, the only thing I really rode were the subways. I never rode the bullet train, though. Nor the Shinkansen.
Yeah.
In other words, it's a way to make the trip itself special.
That's exactly it.
Not just a mode of transformation, but a part of the journey. This is getting real exciting. $18.55. Good lord. That's a full $20. Shit. So we just bought our bento and got through the gate. Now we wait for the Shinkansen to arrive. Shinkansen.
You're like an excited little kid.
But it's here. That, I believe, is the bullet train. Whoa. That's the Shinkansen.
Yes, it's the newest model. The N700.
It's the real thing. Its form looks like a perfectly streamlined smart train. It's amazing. You can tell it's fast just by looking at it.
Well, it's worth noting that since the trains first started running, the trip time to Kyoto has been reduced by nearly 1 hour.
An hour? It's even more amazing when you put it that way. I wonder how hard they must have worked to shrink the time by an hour.
Come on, it's fine for you to be excited. But don't space out or the train will leave without us.
Time passes.
So, have you calmed down a little?
You're insane. I've been calm the whole time.
Please, you're insane is my line. You've been spazzing out since we got on the train. You've been on the train for 40 minutes now, and you've been acting crazy the whole time.
I am not.
Don't say you're not spazzing. Come on, let him pee. There's nothing wrong with him enjoying himself, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is totally amazing. These seats are so comfortable. You can recline them so far. And even though we're racing by at 300 kilometers per hour, I don't feel the slightest vibration. Each seat has its own power outlet, and you can even connect to the internet. I can't believe how advanced Japan is with stuff like this.
See? You're totally spazzing out right now.
It's called geeking out, dear. And I hardly ever geek out.
Now, enough with the flirting, you two. We were flirting. Really, from my point of view, it looked exactly like flirting. That's why I'm telling you we're not!
It's gonna sound like you were giving how much you're denying it.
Come on, Oni-chan, you're always quick to say such strange things. Sorry. Anyway, it's about time. Huh?
What is it? It's about time for what?
Remember earlier when I asked for seats on the right side of the train? You're gonna learn why very soon. It's in sight, you two. Look!
Once again, I wish I was there. And if you don't know what that is, I feel sad for you.
That's Japan's greatest mountain. Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji. That snow-crested peak. That gentle slope. So peaceful and solemn, but with such presence. How can I describe it? To just call it beautiful would feel cliche.
It's 3,776 meters tall. The tallest active volcano in Japan.
Active volcano? Mount Fuji's an active volcano?
Yes, it is. It last erupted 300 years ago, and until 15 years ago, scientists thought it might have gone dormant. But when they learned that it was still active internally, they reclassified it as an active volcano.
That's an active volcano.
They say the last time it erupted, the ash reached all the way to Tokyo.
That's so far.
When you look at the data, we see that Mount Fuji's eruptions don't have a routine cycle, but the longest it's remained dormant was a little under 300 years. And as One's-chan said, the last eruption was 300 years ago.
That means it could...
Erupt at any time, yes. There are various theories as to why it's called Mount Fuji. One meaning the word Fuji is unique, while another is undying. Some theorize that the name stems from unique mountain, or undying mountain.
As long as it's not called Singing Mountain, we're okay. An undying mountain.
Yes, that explanation would suggest that as an active volcano, the ancients thought of it as a living mountain.
Living mountain? Say, can you climb to the top of Mount Fuji?
Yes, you can, although you can only get halfway up by car. And past that, you need to climb on foot. Generally speaking, lodges on the mountainside only open in summer, around July and August, so if you want to climb it, you need to go during that period.
I see. Mount Fuji. Japan's greatest mountain. Someday, I'd like to climb it for myself. Time passes.
Thank you for riding with us today. Kyoto, please be sure to collect your belongings before you disembark.
And here we are, Kyoto.
Oh, we're here! It's Japan's old capital, Kyoto. Kyoto was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years until it was changed over to Tokyo in 1867.
Over 1,000 years.
Kyoto became the capital in the year 794. Before that, Japan's government was centered in Nara Prefecture, and the capital would shift around when head of state changed. But in 794, they built a new city on this land. It was known as Hyanko. Its layout was based on the contemporary capital of China. That city remained as Japan's capital for more than 1,000 years.
Such a long time, huh? But
What's wrong?
What year did the Edo period start?
In 1603?
Wasn't Tokyo the center of government during the Edo period? In that case, Kyoto should have stopped being the capital that year.
You make a good point. It's true that the center of the Japanese government was moved to Tokyo during the Edo period. But while the shogun had the real power in the Edo period, the formal head of the government was not a shogun himself, but the emperor here in Kyoto. So even during that time, the Japanese government was technically centered in Kyoto. And even when it officially moved to Edo, Kyoto and Osaka continued to grow as if they were still next door to the capital, right? That's right!
I see.
So you could say that Kyoto is the city that maintains the traditions, forms, and culture of Japan's good old days.
I see. I guess Kyoto is the first thing I think of when it comes to traditional Japanese culture. But still.
But you'd rather be seeing the town for yourself instead of listening to our lectures, right?
How did you know that?
Because we can read your face like a book, right, Aki-chan? Yeah, especially when you're thinking perverted things.
No way!
A response like that.
Wait a minute. You mean you do think of those things? No, that was just an automatic response. That's all.
What? Are you saying we're lacking in womanly charms?
No, you're not. What are you talking about? You want me to think those things or not?
That's...
No, you idiot. Of course I don't want you to think about it.
You perv?
I told you I'm not.
Come now, Aki-chan, let's put this strange quarrel to rest. Concerning the earlier issue, it's no wonder you're more interested in the modern town. Kyoto's still a major metropolis after all. So it's still gradually changing as new people and shops come in.
I see. Now that you mention it, I can see that it's true.
But as long as we're here, we really should look all around. So let's cut the chit-chat. It's time for the quick tour. Yes, it is.
That's what I've been waiting for.
So, where should we start? First, a word of warning about getting around Kyoto.
Getting around Kyoto?
Yes, Kyoto is dotted with all kinds of temples and shrines, so it's surprisingly difficult to get around in it. The easiest method is the bus line managed by the city bus. Bus, huh? I'm not good with those. I get motion sickness. It's not as if we'll be on them for very long, though. Don't worry. The city bus has a day pass that allows you to ride as much as you'd like for 500 yen. So here, this is your portion.
Oh, thanks.
That's my only chance. So well prepared. Tourists mostly use the 100, 101, and 102 bus lines because there's a lot to see along them. Lately, the buses that tourists use most often have been given easily distinguishable car designs and gimmicks, so let's all use the bus select. Okay, then once more, where should we go first? see. I think that's the best place, don't you?
That? 40 cents. First the entry fee. There. Kyomizu Dera. And as we take a good look at what this place is, okay, Google. This is Kyomizu Dera. You know, I look at this and I'm starting to think about all those jigsaw puzzles that jigsaw puzzle I used to play on Steam. Such a beautiful thing. One moment. No. Let's keep going.
This is Kyomizu Dera, the most famous temple in Kyoto.
Dera is a Japanese suffix meaning temple. So it is Kyomizu Temple. Kyomizu Dera.
They say that Kyomizu Dera was completed in the year 778, before Kyoto became the capital.
Before Kyoto was capital? There are temples that old?
Kyomizu Dera is known for how the main hall bulges out of the side of the mountain. The main hall has been rebuilt over and over due to fires, but the last rebuilt was in 1633, so it's still quite old.
It was still built around 400 years ago then. Standard for stone buildings of America and Europe to survive that long. But for these eastern wooden structures to last so long shows the care that goes into them.
I know! Do you know the Japanese phrase, jump from the stage at Kyomizu, meaning to plunge head first into something?
Yeah, I remember that from Tokyo School Life. The stage at Kyomizu. You're first to this building?
Yes, apparently if you gather up your courage and jump from here, your wish will come true. They say that in the old days, many men really would make the jump to show their determination.
From here! But it's really far down.
Yeah, they say that some people died trying it. Honestly, men are such idiots.
Oh, wait, I'm a man. I am an idiot. Never mind. I can't help but agree with you there. I may be an idiot, but damn it, I'm a good idiot. Sometimes.
As long as we're here, let's go to the Ottawa waterfall. Below.
Ottawa Waterfall.
Yes, it's a small waterfall consisting of 3 narrow streams. The waterfall has existed for over 1,000 years, and back then people said the water would confer wealth for a long life, and they loved it. It was like a fountain of youth.
Fountain of Youth. Okay, let's check it out. Otoa no Taki. Whoa. There really are 3 trails of water here. And of course, let's look at it from a real life standpoint. This is the Otoa no Taki. Which are around the same area as the Kyoto Mizudera. But that's what it is right here. This is basically just that. That is the Otoa no Taki.
Each stream confers its own blessings from right to left. They confirm academic success, health, and love, respectively.
Academics, health, and love.
So then, starting from the right, I take the water.
Sorry, wrong way. So then, starting from the right, I take the water from each and drink it. Okay, let's start with the water of academics. Ooh. Ooh. Now the water of health. Then the water of love. Oh, it's delicious. It really could be the fountain of youth. Huh? Now that I think about it, you guys only drink from the health and love springs. And I'm from the academics one. How come?
Well, right? Yes.
Well, what? You both look so serious.
The truth is, it's said that anyone greedy enough to try to drink from all 3 rivers will be denied their blessings.
What? I just love how Makoto's face just look like, She looks so stoned right now. Wait, is that true?
Yes, I'm sorry to say.
No way, why didn't you tell me that earlier?
Because it wouldn't have been as funny. Sorry about that.
So I earn any blessings today. Yes. I could have used the blessings and love at least. Oh, now that I think about it, Makoto and Akira both drink from the love spring. Time passes. It's a 53 cents! First the entry fee. There.
Now our next Kyoto sightseeing spot is here.
Whoa! And this is Kinkaku-ji. This is it right here. Kinkaku-ji. Now this I definitely remember from those jigsaw puzzles I used to play with on Steam.
This is the Kinkaku-ji.
Japanese suffix G. Japanese suffix meaning temple. Alternative reading of Geta. So this is the Kinkaku temple. The Kinkaku temple. Kin, of course, means gold, for those who are wondering. Just like Jin means silver, King means gold.
The kin in Kinkaku is a reference to the grand golden color of the temple.
I just said that.
But it's just its nickname.
What's his real name?
I know, it's Okunchi, right? That's right. You really know your stuff, Aki-chan. Hold your applause until the end. I still know a lot more about the Rokuonji.
Then why don't you tell us all about it, Akira? And the way it sounds like Rokuonji. That sounds like a transformation sequence right there. Rokuonji.
Leave it to me. The fact is that there was already a temple here in the 13th century, but the noble who commissioned it was put to death for conspiring against the emperor, and it fell into ruin. Then around the end of the 14th century, the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu fixed it up and built a new temple, which he called the Rokuonji.
Wow. Is that really what happened?
Yes, she's exactly right. Wait a minute, why are you asking One-chan for confirmation?
No reason. Just wanted to be sure.
Let me tell you, this isn't all I know. I also know that when the temple was completed, the grounds around it were larger and it completely burned down once.
Burned down? The temple? Was it a war or what?
Sorry, it just burned down just 60 years ago. It was arson.
Arson? You mean someone set fire to it?
Yeah, in 1950, by a young monk still in training.
A monk committed arson?
That's right, the temple was already a famous national treasure at the time, so it caused a huge stir.
I see. That makes sense.
Then the world-famous author named Mishima Yukio wrote a novel about it. The name of the novel, of course, is called Kinkaku-ji.
Wow, Akira, you really know your stuff. You really know a lot about the Kinkaku-ji.
I told you I knew a lot about it. So have you read the novel? No.
Oh dear.
Mishima Yukio Kinkaku-ji has been translated to many other languages, so you should read it if you get a chance.
Sound like Frank Herbert's Dune. Sure I will. Probably wrote it after visiting the place for himself. So it should be more interesting now than if I read it beforehand. I'll be sure to look around for it when I get home.
I think I might try to read it when I get home too. I see. I think you would get a lot out of it, Aki-chan.
The Kinkaku-ji, huh? The walls are covered with gold leaf. So is this gold as the name suggests? I heard that ancient Europe referred to Japan as Nippon, the land of gold. And in some games, they actually use that reference. Very few, though. But it does exist. But looking at this, I can see why Marco Polo would have felt that way.
What do you think of Kyoto so far?
Let's see. At first, I wasn't really seeing the town's history and culture at all. But the more we walk around, the more I feel the traditional atmosphere seeping in all over.
That's right. Kyoto has a lot of temples and shrines, so you can walk from temple to temple and shrine to shrine. Just walking around can give you a deep impression of the town.
Yeah, that's really true. But how do I say this? It's more than that. There's... like, even among the smallest shops in town, so many of them sell traditional craft goods. So that also gives me the impression of a town that values its history. Reminds me of Catalina Island. When I actually visited the place when we actually had a Big Brothers group, we actually went to Catalina Island before. Let me tell you, that place is amazing. And the only thing I said was, when I get married, my honeymoon will be at Catalina Island. That's the place I'm going to have my honeymoon.
That's true. While Kyoto continues to expand, the city as a whole protects its traditions. I think that's what makes it so amazing.
Preserving its history while taking in the new. But now that I think about it, I think Tokyo has a similar sort of atmosphere. With Kyoto, it just feels a whole lot sharper. When I think about it that way, Kyoto really is like a representation of Japan itself. Ah, that's it. There's one thing that surprised me in coming to Kyoto.
Surprised you? What is it?
You know, the language.
Language. I see, because it's not like Tokyo Japanese.
It's one thing I've learned while I was in Japan. Is like the dialect is not all the same. You know, it's like you're in one part of Japan, you can hear one sort of dialect, but if you go to a different part of Japan, like far out, like Kyoto or Osaka, it's totally different. It's like in the States, I'm from California. If I were to go anywhere else, like North Carolina, Connecticut, Kentucky, Florida, wherever else, Texas, anywhere else in the United States, I'd hear different dialects, Even if I went to Oklahoma, you hear different dialects. English would sound the same, but you would, hear a certain twang. Language has twang. Most people don't know, but that's what it is. Language really does have twang. That's right. It's a dialect, right? The accent and words people use here are nothing like the Japanese I'm used to.
That's true. People in Kyoto, Osaka, and Kobe all speak with what's called a Kansaiben.
Kansaiben.
Yes, Kobe, Osaka, and Kyoto all have their own dialects, but the general term for it is Kansaiben.
Kansaiben. I see.
It's hard for even native Japanese to imitate Kansaiben. It's a unique way of speaking.
It's a lot like going real south. Oh, let me tell you, it's not really hard to go real south, let me tell you. But then when you gotta come back from the south, you gotta start sounding normal. Now let me tell you, when I was in Japan, I keep talking about Japan because I've been there just only once. But let me tell you, when I got back from Japan, my whole outlook changed from then on. I never saw anything the same way after coming back from Japan. Just my whole outlook just changed completely. It's like with anime, I used to watch it dubbed, now I watch it sub more. I kind of prefer it sub more than dub because basically you're missing out on a lot of story if you were to watch it dubbed, because they cut a few things out. But if you watch it sub, like, oh, so that's what happened, that sort of thing. It's like this. It's like your whole outlook changes, and like I said, with the anime, that's just one example. But your whole outlook changes when you stay in a place for a long while, and then once you leave, you just don't have that same effect. It's just not the same. You don't see things as the way you would normally see them. It totally changes you. I see, but how should I say? It feels like it has nuances that I don't hear in the Japanese of Tokyo.
That's true. It's fast-paced and kind of funny.
That's right. When you listen in on an exchange, it almost sounds like they might burst out laughing.
You remember what I said before, that Kyoto was the capital of Japan long ago? While that was going on, the city of Osaka was also developing next door. Osaka developed as a merchant city, and they based their lives around merchant culture. So I think their language developed around the interaction between a shop owner and customer. Making a customer feel comfortable is so important in the business world.
All companies should learn from that one line. You mean they make them laugh so that they can relax and feel more like buying things?
Just my own speculation, but I do wonder if it's true. The real Kansai has done a lot to develop comedians and comedy culture, so you might hear Kansai Ben on TV too.
CTH2C has really brought that out. But speaking of that, I'm actually going to replay that very soon. can't tell you when, but I am going to replay that very soon. Now that I think about it, it really sounds really cute when girls speak it too.
We don't speak Kansai, Ben. Does that mean you don't think we're cute?
That's not it. That's not what I was trying to say at all.
So you're saying you wish we both spoke Kansai, Ben?
That's right, exactly. I mean, that's exactly the same complaint.
Even without speaking Kansai, Ben, I think we make a good comedy team, don't you? Anyway, we have one more place to go today. It's very close to where we are now.
What kind of temple is it this time?
Oh my, we're not going to a temple.
Really? Then where are we?
Ta-da! It's Kyoto's premier entertainment district, Gion.
This is Gion. From a real life standpoint, this is it. You know what it sort of reminds me of? That level in Shadow Warrior that I did before I just stopped playing it. Before I got sick anyway. That's why you haven't seen me do Shadow Warrior for quite a while, because I was so sick. But I will eventually get back to it. This is very recent. But yeah, that's Gion, alright. Wow. The buildings here have an older, more refined feeling to them.
Gion is the gateway to the Yasaka Shrine.
I probably pronounced it wrong. Yasaka.
Gion is the gateway to the Yasaka Shrine. So it's basically a town that popped up along the road to the shrine. The name Gion comes from the fact that the Yasaka Shrine was once known as the Gion Shrine.
I see. So is there something on the street?
Like what?
Well, it's certainly a very beautiful street and has a refined atmosphere, but isn't there like a famous building or...
Yeah, there's nothing like that here. But in its place.
In its place?
Ah, look there, walking towards us.
Walking? There's a woman walking towards us. With tiny red lips on a face made up in white. And such a beautiful kimono. Is that a high-class geisha?
Sort of. Geishas used only in Tokyo. In Kyoto, they're called geiko.
Geiko.
Yes, and young apprentice geiko are known as maiko. She looks young, so she's probably a maiko.
Ah, she just turned to us and bowed. She's so cute.
Hey, Oni-chan, I hear back in the day maikos were girls around 10 years old. Is that true? That is what they say.
10 years old. They started that young?
Yes, that was because Michael and Gecko would play instruments at banquets, sing and dance.
If you saw an old samurai film, or even a modern day samurai film, like say Zatoichi, you'd see that.
They were like flowers used to add life to a party. And men of high standing and rank would come to them. So in order to keep them from offending anyone, they received strict instruction in discipline and manners from a very young age. That's the kind of system it was.
So for all its beauty, their world was a harsh one too.
Yes, however, it's now seen as a problematic for a child to work so hard. So nowadays you can't begin micro training until you finish school. I saw on TV once that there were fewer and fewer women who wanted to become Maiko too.
I guess that's true in all countries. Jobs that were standard long ago are gradually declining. It's too bad, but...
Yeah. But the TV also said that people seem to want to do it more now compared to before. But they say that the training is so strict that many people just up and quit.
Just because you want it doesn't mean you'll succeed. But Maiko and Gecko are part of an amazing culture. There must be more people who want to carry it on.
That's it. As long as we're here, why don't we call it Gecko-san tonight? And unfortunately, that's not possible.
Why not?
The girls will refuse first-time customers. Most people have to be referred by an existing customer.
I see.
There are some exceptions lately, and I've heard there are some events where you can hire Gecko for a brief period of time. But it probably takes a lot of money, right?
I see. I guess that's true. Yeah, I understand that. It was just an idea. A very bad idea, but an idea nonetheless.
I can tell you're pretty upset about it just from the way you're talking.
I told you I was joking.
I don't think you were. Anyway, as long as we're here, we should stop by the Asaka Shrine, then back to our hotel. Okay.
Okay. The Asaka Shrine sure was beautiful.
Well, let's head to our hotel for the night. Sounds good.
Just what kind of hotel are we staying at? It ain't no love hotel, that's for damn sure.
Hey, One-chan, are you sure it's down this way? Yes, I'm sure it's just a little further.
Wow, this looks like a regular civilian street. Is there really a hotel in this area?
Oh, there is. There is. Here.
This is... It really looks like... Isn't this just someone's house?
Looks that way, doesn't it? But this is a very fine inn.
Wow.
They call them Kyomatcha or Matcha. Kyoto was originally a castle town, so there were a lot of buildings that were like these, where merchants and artisans would use them both as work and living space.
I guess I would call my room that. Like a little matcha, It's my work and living space. I personally call this my matcha.
As time passed, they deteriorated, and more have been demolished. But recently, there's been a movement to reinforce these old buildings and renovate them into something new. But the quality of the old days remains. For instance, the outer facade is different from the building we live in, right? It takes things like not letting you see in from the outside and keeping cats and dogs from peeing on the walls into consideration.
They're even worried about cats and dogs?
Isn't it funny? So now there are a lot of inns that make use of the old kilmatcha. This is one of them. So this was originally an artisan's house. It's entirely possible.
This is an inn.
A lot of Japanese hotels charge by person rather than by number of rooms, but the machi are more mainstream and charge by room. So if you're staying with your friends or family, they're your best bet. On the other hand, they don't feed you, so you may have to prepare food yourself or pick it up somewhere.
But I get to stay in a place that's pure Japan, so I don't mind at all.
That's true, and even without that, Kyoto has a lot of delicious restaurants.
Well, let's go and...
Oh, look at...
Huh? Ah! Ow!
Are you okay?
Buster, move! Oh, sorry. Yeah.
These buildings were made with the heights of old-time Japanese people in mind, so the ceilings are very low.
Oh, the terrace I used to... Man, the terrace I used to live in was like that. Well, it wasn't like that, but... Good Lord. Like, I could touch the ceiling. And it was like... Boop. I'm that tall, I'm like... Boop. Second floor. Boop. Just like that. One finger. It's unlike being here in my room, in which if I wanted to really touch my ceiling, I would have to get on my bed and just like touch the ceiling. But that's for another time.
That means tall men and foreigners have to be careful, otherwise they'll bump into their heads just like you did. Also, the houses themselves are very small. The stairs are narrow and sometimes steep, so be careful.
I got it. I'll be more careful while I'm moving around. Wow.
What are you shouting for?
You know, Akira, this house is so small.
You don't need to say it so loudly.
It's all tatami. All the furniture is made out of wood. Whoa, there's a tiny garden too. Look, the bathtub is made of wood. This is great. This is real Japan.
It's not worth yelling about.
Ow!
I told you.
Our time in Kyoto. It had its own appeal. Totally different from Tokyo. Our hotel might be more humble than the halls where Geiko performed, but it was still a nice place. The food in Kyoto tastes completely different from the food in Tokyo too. Kyoto was a nice place, not at all inferior to Tokyo. But being here for just one day doesn't seem like enough to experience it all. We're going back to Tokyo tomorrow, and in 3 days, I'll be heading home. I've got to make the most of Japan in the time I've got left. So that means we are at day 5. Another beautiful day. And with that, I'm going to do the following. I'm actually going to stop here. Drop a save like so. In which we're going to deal with Kyoto, Part 2. When Go Go Nippon 2015 continues right after this.